let's have a conversation.
Thank you for having me on. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and I'm sure I'll see you at one of these events again
all
soon.
Time. We got Mark with the Mindful Reality podcast, who I've been a guest on, and it was a blast.
Thank you for having me, honestly, and I cannot wait to do it again. We're going to do this again in the future. I just know it.
What's happening, everybody? Barring an unforeseen change, it's looking like we're going to lose our girl Mecole today, Mimi. Because unfortunately, when it comes to the numbers going her way, it's not looking good.
What sense does that make? The math is not mathing.
Unfortunately, the math is not mathing for her. So let's go back to when Cam wins this HOH. He picks his noms as Mimi and Felicia. He tells her, don't worry, you are not going home, to Mecole. That's what he said to Mecole. The thing about him saying that, he's not the one voting. So I think that he felt like everybody is going to vote out the person that I want them to vote out. And he was like, I'm going to start it with these social players, Matt and Jack. I think he had that in his head. Whatever I want to do, I will implant it in the heads of Matt and Jag. And Matt and Jag are going to spread that around the house and make it happen for me. So at first, I'm sad too, MC. So at first, Matt and Jag were on board. Okay, Felicia's going. And then Matt and Jag started to have some separate side conversations where they said, is Felicia going best for our game, or is Felicia going best for Cam's game? Because all the reasons that Cam gave, Matt actually pointed this out, that all the reasons that Cam gave for wanting Felicia to go were personal reasons. I don't want her in the jury house. I don't want to be with her in the jury house. And if I make it to final two and she's in the jury house, I'm worried about her influence on the jury house. Cam's mistake here, if he wanted to make sure that Felicia goes, was only giving reasons about himself instead of making it sound beneficial to the majority of the house. Yeah, I wanted to see her win a comp and make some moves too. What's up, Cameron? So Matt and Jag decided, they were like, we don't really know what Mimi's capable of. We don't know anything about the moves that she's making. She doesn't talk game with us. And also, they kind of invented in their head, I guess it's not really invented because Blue alluded to it too, but they were like, potentially, Felicia goes home and Mimi stays. Felicia loses her number one and then gravitates over towards Blue. So they're worried about her potential to work with Blue. I want to say this about Mimi. Ultimately, I think she's going home because she refused to campaign. I watched Felicia go up and down this house and talk to everybody in the house. No matter whether you think that her campaign was good or whether you think that her campaign is bad, she was like, I'm making a push at this. I'm going to make arguments to everybody. She apologized to America and Corey. She said, if you keep me in this house, I'll go after this person. Or if you keep me in this house, I'll do this. Whatever she said. It doesn't even matter. She was making promises. Felicia was making promises to the people that were there. She said, I won't go against you again, Sari. I will work with you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. If you need this jury vote, I'll throw you this jury vote. She said whatever she had to say. Every time I saw Mimi speaking to somebody, she was like, I don't kiss butt. I don't want to have any fake conversations. I don't want to say things that aren't true. You know, being me has gotten me this far, and I'm not going to change that up now because I'm sitting on the block. And I'm sitting here like, well, you should. It literally hurts my heart to see Mimi in this position, and I'll tell you why. Because in the real world, in corporate settings, in many jobs that I've done, I'm like her. I'm just like her. I'm not going to kiss butt for a promotion. I don't have to be buddy loves and hugs with my coworkers because I'm not paid to be friends with my coworkers. I'm just doing a job. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. There's a lot of things that people do with the group that I don't participate in, and I don't feel like I have to. But in this Big Brother game, it makes me wonder, what was your plans? See, this is what I would actually ask Mimi if I somehow was granted the miracle of getting an interview with one of these people that I want to interview. If I was granted the miracle of getting that interview, I would be like, did you have serious intent on winning this game? And if so, what was your game plan? What was it? Something where you actually came in there and planned to make alliances, you planned to win some competitions and talk to people and make compelling arguments, and the game wore on you or something and you gave up? Or did you just come in and say, I'm going to make one or two friends, maybe, and I'm going to sit in the corners with them and we're just going to win? Not really going to make too many partnerships, not going to be part of the group. And I'm going to be this lone soldier that just navigates the whole game on my own. Because I literally feel like if she had spoken to people and tried to convince them to keep her, she would be staying. I really think that she's leaving this week because Felicia campaigned and she laid down. Honestly, hi Charm Life. If I didn't say hi, honestly, when I saw Mimi next to Felicia, I was like, man, if they smarten up at any point, Mimi's going home. You can go back and check my old lives. I said that. I don't know why he wouldn't put up Corey. I mean, that was stupid to me. She did campaign hard. Hi, Debbie. I caught you today. You think that Mimi would do well, and not if she played the way that she's playing this season. She has not played the game. Like a Bowie, right? Even though Bowie has been floating, I can at least say that now I've seen her try to forge her way. She's kind of in the in group right now. She's having conversations. She's talking strategy with people. I just have not seen Mimi do that at all. At all. She didn't try to convince a soul to keep her. Maybe she's just ready to go. I don't know. Maybe she's just ready to go. That is a fact. I can't kiss butt at all. I was suck at the game, to be honest. People in the game right now, if I was in the house with them, they would drive me nuts. Do you think Kirsten going home early affected her gameplay? Possibly. Mimi's biggest issue is that she didn't take time to build the relationships. This is why I say that Big Brother is a chess game. So at the beginning of the show, you make all these different moves. But once you get down to like right before jury, everything that happens in there is based on everything you've done to that point. So making it more than halfway through the show is an accomplishment, but you could be behind the 8 ball the whole time with no chance of winning. Like, for instance, on BB23 with the cookout, Alyssa made it to final 7, but Alyssa was on Alyssa Island and she didn't even know it. Her only way of advancement past 7 was to win HOH at 7. And even if she had won HOH at 7 and prevented the cookout and all that, whichever one she didn't win, she was out next. And that was because all of the moves they made beforehand. So the thing with this game, the reason why she's ending up being a victim of just a random, we're deciding to get rid of her, is because they're like, I heard them justifying it to each other. Jag, America, Corey, I heard them justifying it to each other. They were like, I don't talk with Mimi. I don't talk game with Mimi. So I don't feel, I've never made any promises to Mimi. She's never made any promises to me. I mean, I know there was a loose kind of thing between Corey and Mimi, which he said that he feels bad about, but generally everyone else is like no skin off my back if Mimi goes home. Jag called her out for not talking game to him for 60 plus days. This is how Jag, to me, Jag like tries to morally justify everything about the game. It's the thing, one of the things that I find the most annoying about Jag is that he feels that he has to morally justify everything that he does. When it's like, no, in some cases, you're lying. In some cases, you're deceiving people. It's just it, plain and simple. Not everything that you do in the game is an honest move. I don't think Mimi isn't or ever saw the big picture. I'm disappointed, quite frankly. I can't even say, oh, she should be in there because she's done enough to stay. She did not campaign. And she openly told the people who were influencing that, I'm not campaigning. What can you say? I think Mimi is missing her husband. Probably. Yeah, they were married less than a month when she went in the house, and she's getting out right before jury, so she's going to get to go home. I really hope I get the chance to interview her. That's somebody I would love to interview. Bowie actually clued into what's happening. She is, because Cameron is keeping her clued in. I take that back. I don't know if I'd suck at the game, but I know I'd have to be a comp beast. I would like to think that if $750,000 is on the line, I could make that shift. But in general, I'm just like Mimi. I'm just like Mimi in general. Maybe Mimi saw Sari playing the smart game that Mimi wanted to play, so Mimi didn't try. By the way, the main way that I knew that the flip was solidified was when I saw Matt talking to Sari about it, because Matt's still working with Sari. Now, I see Matt's angle with Sari. Matt's angle with Sari is everyone else says Sari is on Sari Island. But Matt is kind of keeping Sari in his back pocket. So interestingly enough, Matt has his own plan outside of Jag. A few days ago, Jag was actually talking to Matt and asked him flat out, Matt, do you have any kind of deal with Sari? He said no. So Matt has his own side plans as well. He has his main plans, his mid plans, his side plans. Matt's doing a lot, y'all. Matt is doing a lot. They don't even realize that. Afternoon, it makes sense to evict Mimi. Big Brother is a social game. Even Sari told her she needed to get up and campaign for herself. I guess she's just willing to live with the results. And I don't like it, DM Rocks, because he's never been HOH. He was voted out of the house unanimously and never saw it coming. He's been helping other people fulfill all of what they want to do. I'm glad you're calling it real. To be honest, the way you hyped Mimi up, I thought she was overrated. I never hyped Mimi up, to be honest with you. I thought that at one point in time, I think maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago when I made the post about who's playing the best floater game, I was thinking that because of her reads on the game being so good, I just assumed that she was going to do more socially and that she was going to win maybe at least one competition, and that would set her up nicely. So maybe I hyped her potential, but I wasn't like she's the front runner to win Big Brother or anything like that. Jag is getting on my last note, but obviously I like Mimi. That's why I put all these funny quotes and these funny clips of her. If that's what you mean, then yeah, she's hilarious to me. Jag is getting on my last nerves. Mine too. I wish Matt had never used the power on him. Yeah, me too, MC. I really did. It's like I almost feel like going back to watch episode 1, her intro, and see what she said in the intro, because she did not do what I thought she was going to do. I was hopeful Mimi would turn it up. Me too. For all we can say about America, Blue, Bowie, they all saw their positions and actively started playing. They did. They did. Bowie and Blue turned up. America was already playing, but Bowie and Blue turned up after Jared got out. Matt wants Blue gone so he can have Sarita himself. He does. He keeps saying that. I wonder if Matt will throw the next HOH. I think so. Win something, Matt. Yeah, Johnny Bananas in the house will be fun. Wes in the house will be fun too. But Johnny Bananas and CT are going to be on the next season of The Traders, and I am so excited to see them on a different show. I'm extremely excited about that. Seems he wants to throw to Corey. I don't see him taking it unless someone he doesn't want to win is going to. Well, who does he not want to win at this point? Maybe Felicia. Anyone else? Matt's good with everybody else. I don't think anyone else has Matt as a primary target. He's working with Cam. He's working with Corey's side. I love myself some Johnny Bananas. The math is not mathin. This is one of the last times I'm going to be able to play this.
What sense does that make? The math is not mathing.
And this was her attitude towards the game.
You mad? Why you worried about how I do what I do?
Why are you worried about how I do what I do?
Okay. Well, guess what? If I win, somebody ain't Diddy bopping.
Right.
Okay. I can tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
If I win, one of them won't be Diddy bopping.
Mm-hmm. I think those guys really have become friends.
Yeah, I think they
respect each other.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, once you get rid of all of the BS and you can have an honest conversation, then I think that's respect enough. And the problem is a lot of them can't do that because everybody talking in riddles and tongue twisters and want to be so smart and so calculated. Y'all really not that smart, honestly. Y'all just had a few lucky breaks. I don't look at anybody like, oh, yep, that's smart. No.
Yeah, everybody just, oh, Corey's so smart. And y'all
just liars.
They just sit there and act like we just dumb in this game and we just here because they just let us stay.
No, y'all not smart. Y'all just liars who get lucky
You're
from time
liars.
to time. Relax. Don't give yourself so much credit. Liars who get lucky every now and again. That's it. All of this smart and genius and diabolical, all of that, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Y'all giving these people way too much credit.
Way too much credit.
That's why I was just sitting over here today, like, let me get away from the fray. Because I know yesterday, when I came in there yesterday to get in the shower, it was Jag, Matt, Corey, America, and Bowie, and they're talking. And then when I went in the bathroom, I heard them signaling Bowie, like, oh, go up to the have-not room. So I guess they all went up there to have that little chit-chat. And talk about what best case scenario, worst case scenario. Corey, I'm sure Corey in front of the peanut gallery presenting.
See, this is what I'm saying. She's aware of who's talking to who. She was aware of who's aligned with who. She knew who was buddy-buddy with who. She knew when these conversations were taking place, where these conversations were taking place. She had all the information she needed to do what she needed to do, but she just did not want to do it. She was so irritated with these people, I feel like. I think she was so irritated with them that she got to a point of, I don't have any fight for this. I'm just ready to lay down and go home. This is disappointing for me. This is real disappointing. I'm impressed with how Matt is playing as well. Matt is in a great position in this game. I will be covering traders. Mimi tried to apply too much logic to her social game, yeah, which was her downfall instead of being present and interacting. Like, she's telling us basically, I had the smarts to take down Corey and to get rid of this one and that one. If you're not winning comps, then you have to have a social hand in the game. If you're not winning comps, that's the whole thing. When she said she's in this final two with Felicia, and I was thinking to myself, to do what? What are you going to do with this final two with Felicia? Felicia has no skin in this game. Felicia's on the sidelines watching. You said potential. You didn't hype her up. My bad. I didn't see the potential in here. She was like Bowie to me with being a little better at comps. Hey, Mark, I'm watching in silence because I'm in class. That's dedication. I have to binge The Traders. The Traders is a show, Betty. The Traders is a great show, and I can't wait for it to come back. I actually spoke to Kyle from the traders, and he said that he knew who all three of the traders were. And he said it multiple times while they were in the house. And production just cut it out of the episodes. I'm hoping one of these. I hope one of the major players does not win. That's what I was saying on the community post. I don't want America, Corey, Matt, or Jag to win. Give it to one of the others, please. I'm getting annoyed with the clicks at this point. Shoot, give it to Sari. Have Sari sit in that HOH room and make some people sweat on whatever decisions that she's going to make. Even though I feel like at this point, I think that Sari wanted to win that HOH to save Jared, but I think that at this point in time, I don't know. Because she could win one HOH and then they turn all their attention back on her. And they're like, oh, how do we get out Sari next week? She's a huge threat now that you won a comp. Mimi is another example of how you cannot play the game alone or being 100% truthful 100% of the time. Jag seems to think that he's 100% truthful. I don't think so, but he seems to think so. The Traders is on the Peacock app. If you don't have the Peacock app, I think it is $4.99 a month. Sari is laying low. I mean, that's all she can do at this point, because any kind of move that she makes or any kind of decision that she's a part of, they're like, oh, this is Sari being Sari again. Like, Sari can't play the game without somebody coming for her just for being in the game and having played before. That's so true. You win one comp on the show and they call you a comp beast, especially with this cast. Corey is kind of lucky that his HOH didn't last long because people stopped thinking about it. If he had a week in the HOH room, problem. Hi, Mark. I hope that you're having a great week. I like Corey Ducks. I mean, I'm not one of those other channels. I don't hate Corey. I don't hate people who like Corey. He's not my favorite, but you can like whoever you want. I know some channels are very pro or anti house guests. For me, the house guests have to do serious things for me to just be like, I don't even want to talk about you, or I don't want to support you in any kind of a way. Corey annoys me in the game heavily. Maybe outside of the house, I might like him outside of the house when he's not playing the game. But in the game, let me tell you why Corey irritates me. He reminds me of the type of guy that I interact with on a day-to-day in corporate America. Not America like the show, America like the United States of America. I had a guy like him in one of my old jobs, as a matter of fact, that I can think of right now, who was in an administrative position. And we had like 3 main administrators, and they would come down to deliver news to us, right? So there was one who was just mean. They would deliver the news in a mean way. There was another one that was businesslike. This is what needs to get done. It wasn't mean. It wasn't nice. It was just short and to the point. This is what needs to happen and get done, right? And then there was a guy that was like Corey, who would say the same thing that the mean one was saying, but say it in a corporate babble way and do it like a compliment sandwich and try to spin it in such a way that he tries to make you think that you're doing something for a mutual benefit of the two of you when it's really just benefiting him. And that's the way that I see Corey speaking to people. Well, obviously that you do such a good job with the social game and da 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 da. So, you know, that's the reason, that's the main reason why I think that this person is coming after you. So I think if it were me personally, I would think that it would be in my best interest to go after this, da da da. Like, I'm somebody who's very smart. I might not sound like Corey, and he would definitely beat me on some IQ test. But when I say I'm very smart, if I'm involved in a conversation like that, I can hear the point through the corporate babble because I've heard so much of it over the course of my life. I'm like, what's the point? My brain is just like, what's the point? What's the point? What's the point? Oh, he wants me to vote Mimi out. That's the point. Everything else is just, I'm tired of hearing his theories. I'm tired of hearing what he thinks is going to happen in 5 weeks. I'm tired of hearing, oh, this is the next 5 targets. If this person goes up, if this person wins, these 2 go up. And then if this person wins the power of veto, then this one goes up. If I was in there, I would be like, shut up, please. Do you ever stop? Do you ever stop? Thanks for the super chat, Ed. This is why I couldn't do BB for real, because I'm one of those people who played alone, but I know I would have to talk to the house guests. I'm lagging so bad, I'm going to have to come back. I'm going to have to leave pretty soon because I still have some work to do. Do I have a comment after this, or is that the last comment? I'm seeing that as the last comment. Okay, I haven't done this in a while. I was reminded yesterday that I did not check on my live if the likes matched the viewers. So let me know what number you see of viewers in here, because I'm about to check my numbers. I see 11 likes. This is disappointing. This is as disappointing as Mimi. 11 likes and 24 people in the building. So you know what that means. You know what that means.
What sense does that make? The math is not mathing.
Please hit those likes. 25 people in here now. Please hit those likes. The math is not mathing right now. The likes help boost me in the algorithm and show that people are engaging in my content and they like it. And hopefully will lead to more people that find my channel via the algorithm gods, which is a running joke that I have, by the way, about how YouTube barely sends me anyone. I have to get sent people from referrals. I wish Corey would take America's. Nah, he can't. If he can't stop talking while he's kissing her, then he's not going to stop talking at all. Leaves inappropriate joke to the side that I was about to say. I don't want to diagnose, but I think therapy after this game will do him well. What's up, Justin? What are you thinking? How do you think the game's going so far? The math is not mathing. Okay, so we're up to 16. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. I can relate. Corey is not a very good player. You have my like. Yeah, I think that Corey is experiencing. You know, when I really was like, in the beginning of this show, regardless of whether I like Corey or not like Corey, at the beginning of the show, I was like, Corey is about to be really dangerous, right? And then when he had that argument with Jared, that was the point in time where I was like, what are you doing? Because he was like, I want to downplay how smart I am. Everyone thinks I'm a super genius, whatever, whatever. I mean, it's hard to downplay being that smart because his vocabulary is just off the chain. His memory is off the chain. There's no way that people would not know that Corey is super smart, super genius. Although, when Hannah was on the show, she was, I think she was 21 when she was on there. And yes, she was smart, but I didn't think that she was condescending like Corey. And I thought that she did a much better job of downplaying the fact that she was a super genius. But anyways, when Corey had that argument with Jared, he was so smug, like, I won an argument with Jared. And I'm sitting here and saying to myself, obviously you're going to win an argument with Jared. It's to the point where even if Jared was right with everything he was saying, he still wouldn't be able to beat you in some debate. So it was like, you won the battle, but you lost the war. The war is winning Big Brother. The battle was winning that argument with Jared because Jared frustrated him. So now we're sitting in a room and he's like, okay, let's call out all the alliances. The 7 deadly sins. It had this person, this one, and that one in it. And now let's talk about this alliance, the Legend 25. And then let's talk about the professors. And then let's talk about brown sugar babes. And I'm like, and I'm sitting there looking at Matt and Bowie. He just boosted Matt and Bowie's position in the game in that argument. Especially Bowie, because Bowie was clueless about most of what was happening in the house up until Corey sat in that room and lined everything up for everybody to hear. Corey versus Hannah shows so many layers. She probably had to learn to downplay her intelligence early, whereas Corey was probably celebrated for his intelligence. I could probably see that. That is so true about Jared not good at debating. I'm telling you, even if Jared was 100% right in whatever point he was trying to prove, he would not be able to beat Corey in an argument. And I think that him having that fight with Jared was kind of low-hanging fruit, because I feel there were many ways that he could have gotten Jared out of the house without giving up so much of his game to do so. I absolutely agree with you. The difference between Hannah and Corey are light years. But I'll be honest, though. You guys know that I've done an interview with Hannah. I've spoken to Hannah like 2 or 3 different events now. She knows things that she's learned from school that are way over my head, because I am not going to become a doctor. I am not studying medicine or any of that stuff. I've spoken to people who have those kind of qualifications and knowledge who are clearly talking down to me. I even had somebody tell me I have to dumb myself down to talk to you so that you will understand it on your level. I had somebody say that to me because they had a doctorate. There was no time in any of the times that I've interacted with her that I felt like she was talking to me like I'm dumb, or she was talking above me. I feel like she's just a humble person, and I feel like Corey is not humble. He's arrogant. Some of the same things that he didn't like about Jared, I'm not saying they're the same, obviously different backgrounds, different upbringings, but some of the main characteristics that he didn't like about Jared, he has some of those in different ways. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he stayed in California or if he went back home. I don't think I have followed his page or anything. I'm not sure. I've been watching you for a couple of weeks now, but I was recommended your channel by YouTube when I was watching other channels. Glad I found your channel. Glad you're here, Kendra. Thanks for watching. Mimi is gonna be like, I don't like any of y'all. It has not been a pleasure being in this house. Keep going with your lies and manipulation and your snakiness. Let me see. This is what it's probably gonna sound like.
Let me play the game that I'm playing. You play the one that you're playing.
Right.
Being a snake is not a part of my aesthetic.
Right.
You wear it a lot better than I do. Sorry, you mad about that?
That's my preview of Mimi's speech. Being a snake is not part of my aesthetic. You wear it better than I do. You mad about that? I'm starting to like Felicia. When she talks to Cam, it was a real conversation, and they are both vets, so let's go. What was she saying in the conversation with Cam? Hannah has social graces. She connects to regular people. Yeah, exactly. You probably went to elite schools, and you know, he just feels like he's above the average person. Another thing is Corey probably never needed to be humble. To be honest, I wish he went on the block this week because he needs a wake-up call. Hi, Kendra. Yeah, a wave in the chat. Please put a wave in the chat for Kendra. No way I could be told I was moments away from being on the block and go back to playing so hard 2 days later. And the way he dismisses people, this person is not a threat. This person just sucks at Big Brother. But then when he talks to them, he lies. Like he'll say, oh, I'm not really worried about Mimi. She hasn't won anything anyways. But then he'll go to Mimi and he'll be like, obviously you're a threat because you came in third place on Pressure Cooker and you came in second place on whatever the competition they just did. So obviously you're a threat. But then when he's talking to everyone else, I'm not worried about Mimi at all. I'm not worried about this person. Cam sucks at the game. He's just good at comps. This person is terrible. This person sucks. This one is not good at Big Brother. I'm like, you haven't necessarily been playing the greatest game either, to be honest. 23 watching and 23 likes. Wait a minute. That deserves a happy Mimi. 23 watching and 23 likes. Thank y'all. I appreciate that. Took me a while to find that. That's where I am on the Mimi scale. The Mimi scale might get retired. I just don't know if I'll retire it tonight or if I'll retire it when the season ends. I'm still debating. But this is where I was, knowing that Mimi was not willing to campaign. Why are you here if you're not going to campaign? But shout out to Mimi. I hope that when she goes home, she's able to celebrate, her new marriage, clear her head, and go back to whatever life that she was doing before or whatever life she wants to do. I still am supporting her in real life. But I don't think that she's going to do reality TV again. I do not. All 21-year-olds are not the same. I'm 66 and probably less mature than all of them. Knowledge is power. These are all the ways for Kendra. Diddy bopping. So she's not going to have a chance to win in Diddy Bop. I wonder how it would have gone if she won that last competition. I really do. But since you referenced Diddy bopping.
Okay. Well, guess what? If I win, somebody ain't Diddy bopping.
Right. Okay.
I can tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
If I win, one of them won't be Diddy bopping.
Mm-hmm.
Mimi scale, no, don't retire it. You got to keep the Mimi scale going. I'll keep the Mimi scale going if y'all want it. I had no problem keeping the Mimi scale going. All right, I got a few more minutes, so drop your comments in here. I got like 5 more minutes. I will be back after the episode. Yeah, we're probably gonna lose Mimi tonight. Mimi's gonna be the last pre-juror, barring any kind of crazy miracle where Felicia says or does something to mess it up, or they waffle at the last minute, but they sounded pretty sure as of when I looked at the feeds an hour ago. Things can change in the BB house, but it doesn't sound like it, because all the conversations they were having last night and all the conversations that they are having today sound the same. The GIFs, yeah. Tonight might be a bit sad, but we can also look forward to the drama Felicia will probably bring. The thing is, Felicia is unlikely to win. That's my issue with Felicia. If Felicia was likely to win, well, the good thing about the competition today is it sounds like it's a memory competition. So I guess theoretically, they could all win this competition. Memory competitions level the playing field. So I'm not going to count her out. I hope one of the people that are not in that majority win, so that everyone can be uncomfortable, especially Jag and Corey. I would love for Blue to actually win HOH. I would love for Blue to win HOH. Well, the thing with, I don't know if Blue officially knows, but I know that Blue pretty much already knew, because I heard her saying today on the feeds that she knew what she was trying to campaign for was a long shot. So I don't know if they officially walked up to her and said, hey, Blue, this is what we're doing. But I think generally Blue knew that that's who they were taking out. Hey, Cass, better late than never, but I have 2 minutes and 15 seconds left or so. And this is not like nighttime, because at nighttime, I'm not trying to juggle work. So nighttime 5 minutes could be 5 minutes or an hour. Midday 5 minutes is actually 5 minutes. But I always say that is unless somebody gave me a super chat in the amount of more than what I was going to get paid for those couple of hours, which has not happened yet. So therefore, I'm about to go. Good afternoon, Deborah. Blue Boo. Felicia is the bomb. Felicia has been responsible for a lot of entertainment this season. I'll give her that. She has been very entertaining this season. And good for her for actually making it to jury. Hold on a minute. 10. Is jury this week or next week? It's this week, right? Yeah. Or is it next week? They keep saying that it's next week, that it's this week. I mean, next week. Next week is the first juror, right? I think that we might see it because it's one of the memory comps, so it's going to be short. Next, whoever leaves after Mimi. So why were they congratulating each other on making it to jury? I don't get it. When Cam was hugging America, I don't get it. I don't get it, y'all. I don't get it. Unless they were just saying they feel confident that they're going to get there. Because otherwise...
What sense does that make? The math is not mathing.
All right, y'all. I got to bounce. Because they weren't on the block after the veto. I still don't get it. Because then they could go next week before the jury. Maybe because they will, since they're not on the block. Oh, so you are saying that the person who goes next week is going to be in the jury house. Okay, we're saying the same thing. I got you. You're not saying the person after Mimi. You're saying the next week person that goes out is going to be in the jury house. Yeah, that's the same thing I was saying. Okay, I get it. I just thought you were saying something else. That's the same thing I was saying. All right, y'all. One more time while Mimi is in the house. Wait, let me go through some of these.
I'm just like, these people are, I don't know if they're sane or if I'm sane. Like, I could be the crazy one.
Mm-hmm.
What sense does that make? The math is not mathing. I'm just like, this is all way too much. It's so stupid. Let me play the game that I'm playing. You play the one that you're playing.
Right.
Being a snake is not a part of my aesthetic. You mad? Why you worried about how I do what I do? Okay. Well, guess what? If I win, somebody ain't diddy bopping.
Right. Okay.
I can tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
If I win, one of them won't be diddy bopping.
Mm-hmm. I think those guys really have become friends.
Yeah, I think they
respect each other.
Thank you, Mimi, for all those unintentional laughs, those moments where you spoke to yourself. I have many self-conversations myself. I forgive you for not playing the game of Big Brother. I forgive you for being so stubborn and coming on there and saying, I'm just going to do whatever I want and make it to the end somehow. You almost made it to jury. That's a feat without making any friends, with being in one alliance with one person, basically. I mean, she was in a few other alliances, but really, the only alliance that seems to have meant anything for her was the Felicia alliance. This is a feat for her to play the game that she played and to have made it this far. Looks like all the black folk are going to be gone one after another. I don't see it happening any other way at this point. Who's left in there? Sari. Who's left in there other than Sari? Sari and Felicia. That's it. Oh, the mamas. Yeah. The mamas are in trouble. All right, y'all. Talk to you soon.
So you literally were one of my very first followers. And then when you followed me and I, followed back, I was like, this dude is cool. Like,
if they say talk to your manager, you just say, you know what, talk to the hand. You don't need to be on my podcast. But yeah, dude. Yeah, you do a great job.
Thank you. I always get a kick out of talking with you on Patreon. You have a really good, view on it.
That wasn't planned.
You know what?
Thank
but
you.
I like this Canadian.
Well,
I like this one.
Well, thank you.